What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Chat. Today we're doing the Chiefs versus Bears game recap. Okay, week 1 of the preseason is finally in the books. Okay, it's good to finally say that we have completed an NFL football game for the 2022-2023 season, and here we are. Okay, rolling right into week 2. It's coming up pretty soon, but we got to talk about what happened in this Bears game. Final score 14-19, not great. But you know what, man? It doesn't matter. The final score does not matter. I know fans will look at that and be like, "Oh man, the Chiefs, they might be struggling this year." But you know what? It doesn't make sense. Fans that look at preseason scores, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, honestly, it does not matter at the end of the day what the score is. I mean, it does reflect something. There are things that obviously resulted in us not being able to score as many points, but we're going to get into all of that in this episode. So, obviously, it was great to see the guys get back on the field. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, nice to see them get some reps, in a live NFL game, not just in training camp. So it was good to see that. And then some rookies coming in, Isaiah Pacheco. You got Sky Moore. You got a lot of these guys who it's really nice to see. They're finally getting suited up, finally ready to play for the Chiefs. And then, of course, some new guys, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Reed. Really good to see them finally getting those uniforms. So it was nice. It was a nice rehearsal, a nice practice run. And you know what, man? It couldn't have gone better, really, when I take a look at the first unit. Okay, we all knew right off the bat. I mean, this team, the first unit is looking deadly. I mean, it is looking fantastic. I love what they were doing. You've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who had a few reps in there at RB1, but really we didn't see a whole lot from the running backs at all in the entire game. I mean, our leading rusher was literally what's his name? Our backup quarterback. Our third string quarterback. Oh no, it was Dustin Crum. Our fourth string quarterback was our leading rusher. So not a pretty sight when it comes to the rushing game. But let me tell you, okay? The first team looked elite. It looked fantastic. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, boom, boom. I mean, 6 completed passes to 6 different receivers. That's great to see. That's really, really good to see. Everybody seemed to be getting into the action, and that is, that's exactly what we want to see from this team. Last season it was a lot of Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Everybody knew what was coming. But this season, teams, they're not going to know how to scheme for these guys. I mean, and we really did show that in the first drive. It could not have gone any better. I mean, it was flawless for the offense. I mean, perfect. Hitting every different player, really establishing that everybody on the field is a threat. When you're playing the Chiefs, everybody on the field, has the opportunity to catch the ball, gain some yards. You got to watch out for that. You just have to. So it was really good that we established that. I know that a lot of teams are going to be focused on that tape right there, and they're going to wonder, how do we stop these guys? Because it's tough. It really did look impossible. Patrick Mahomes just facilitating the offense and playing to perfection. This is exactly what I was hoping to see from the first team, and I'm super happy about it. Aside from the fact that we didn't see a lot of running backs get involved, I think hopefully we'll get more into that as we go on, advance into the preseason week 2, week 3. Hopefully we see a little bit more from the running backs, but when it comes to the passing game, when it comes to the first team offense, fantastic. I was super happy. And then of course, they capped off that first drive with a Blake Bell touchdown, and that was it. That was it for the first string guys. So it was really good to see. Super, super happy about that. And then we got to take a look at our first string defense. And even our first string defense is looking really, really good. Chris Jones got a sack. George Karlaftis later in the game, had a couple of really, really nice pressures, ended up with a sack, and he played really well with the first string. So it's looking really good. Justin Reed made a couple of nice tackles. I really like the way that this team looks. It looks pretty solid. The only thing really that I have, the only guy that I have to pick on here for the defense when it comes to the first team guys is L'Jarius Sneed. Because if you guys remember the Darnell Mooney catch along the sideline, what was L'Jarius Sneed doing? I'm a little confused. That's not going to look good when they're looking back at the tape, because he just kind of fell down. I mean, I don't know what happened. L'Jarius Sneed, not a great play, not a good look at all. But the other cornerback, the other cornerbacks looked pretty solid. Trent McDuffie, lining up against Darnell Mooney with the first team. So that's definitely a sign that Trent McDuffie is going to be our guy. He is going to line up across from the best wide receiver. So the Devontae Adams, he's going to line up across from the Devontae Adams. He's going to line up across from Keenan Allen. He's going to line up across from Courtland Sutton. Every team that we play, their best receiver, Trent McDuffie, is on the other side. Okay, that is exactly what's going to happen all season, and that's You know, that appears to be the plan here for the Chiefs defense, and I like seeing that. You know, I like Trent McDuffie. I like the fact that he's proven himself already as a really solid cornerback, and we're putting a lot of trust in him. So don't let us down, Trent. Don't. But aside from that, you know, Willie Gay and Nick Bolton, they are looking dominant, okay? Stopping the run, stuffing the holes. I mean, they look fantastic. You know, Willie Gay had a couple of great plays. I'm glad that people are finally starting to see that Willie Gay is one of the best run-stopping linebackers in the NFL, okay? People need to start giving him some respect in those regards. I mean, he's not the greatest linebacker, obviously definitely not when it comes to coverage or anything like that, but when it comes to stopping the run, you know, he does a great job at filling up those gaps, you know, stuffing the run, not letting the running back get too many yards. So Willie Gay is looking fantastic. I am super, super excited overall about both of these first team offenses and defenses. I mean, it's looking great. It's looking fantastic, and I'm super excited to see what these guys have in store for next week. Obviously, I want to see more from the running backs, especially since there's a lot of controversy going on here with the running back position. You know, will it be Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Will it be Ronald Jones? You know, Isaiah Pacheco has been fantastic. If you guys saw that crazy catch along the sideline, ended up just trucking a guy, boom, you know, stand on his feet. He is really, really talented. A lot of people are excited about Isaiah Pacheco. I am very excited about Isaiah Pacheco. He looks fantastic. He looks really, really good. So with that being said, we need to really target that. We need to focus on that. Obviously, I'm going to make a game preview for the game against the Commanders here this weekend. But that's something, you know, I definitely want to make sure that we look into. We got to make sure we get these running backs involved. We need these running backs to get a few carries under their belt. We need to really see who's going to be the guy, you know, who's going to be the person that we need to hand the ball off to. Because, you know, right now it's looking like it's going to be the Clyde Edwards-Helaire show along with Isaiah Pacheco, because these guys, you know, they played the first quarter with the ones, but then these guys immediately got sat down. That's definitely a sign that they're definitely, you know, we've got big plans for these guys. Of course, Clyde is a bona fide solid guy. I mean, he's, you know, when he's healthy, he's really, really good for the Chiefs. But, you know, a lot of people surprised by Isaiah Pacheco and the fact that he's being regarded as a running back one. You know, definitely a running back two. Ronald Jones, a guy who, you know, has proven himself as a solid NFL running back. He's kind of putting, you know, he's being put on the back burners here. I'm not sure what's going on. But you know what, man? Andy Reid, he knows more than I do. I trust that organization to be able to figure out who should be the guy, you know, who should be the guy getting, you know, all the carries. You know, it's up to them, really. But I definitely want to see more. I definitely want to see more from all of these guys, because I just didn't see a lot. I didn't see a lot of carrying happening. You know, I saw a lot of throwing. You know, there were a lot of pass attempts, especially from Dustin Crum and Shane Buechele. Is that his name? I don't know. But yeah, you know, it was really good to see. Justin Fields had an okay day against us. Not great. You know, really it wasn't fantastic. You know, 4 for 7, 46 yards, no touchdowns. It's like, you know. But yeah, you know, we did lose the game. And that is, you know, pretty much entirely due to the fact that our third stringers, you know, our bench warmers didn't really play up to par. You know, I saw Cornell Powell make a couple of tough drops, and he is a guy who I really liked out of Clemson, and he's not looking fantastic in preseason so far. I definitely want to see more from him, because I'm pulling for him. I really do like Cornell Powell, but it's tough to see him getting a roster spot, you know? We didn't see a lot from Josh Gordon, even though he spent a lot of time with the 2s and 3s. Josh Gordon is a guy who, again, I'm really pulling for. I think, you know, he's got a pretty good shot at making the team. I think if he doesn't make the team, he's going to either retire or try to go to a different team, because, you know, he's going to want a spot on an NFL roster, you know, him being Josh Gordon, you know, formerly an 1,000-yard receiver. So, you know. But, you know, yeah. You know, that's pretty much it. That's all I really saw. If you guys caught something I haven't really touched base on, I want you guys to drop a comment down below and let me know, because, you know, a lot of things happen in an NFL football game. You know, as much as I tried to pay attention, there could have been things I missed. You know, important details that I'm not thinking about. So let me know. Drop a comment down below, and of course, you know, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next Chiefs Chat. Peace out.